Hi, welcome to ICOformula. Today we're going to have a quick run through of us partaking in a pre-sale of an ICO for Bluzelle. Now, the whitelist and registration was in effect at the very end of last year, and we would have had to supply an EtherWallet address and the details for Know Your Client or KYC to be approved. That's been done. Here is the email confirming that we'd been approved for that at the time, and obviously you need to use the same EtherWallet address that would have been submitted for the KYC process as we're going to use to send the funds from. So whenever you do KYC, if you're asked for a wallet address that you're going to be sending from, it's important that you keep hold of that address and remember what it is and all the access to it, so that in the coming days, weeks, or in some cases months like this one later, you've still got the same EtherWallet address to send the funds from. Otherwise they can't be credited to you and you won't be able to take part in the ICO. So as you can see there, we move on from there. First of all, we need to know the details about the sale itself. Now, closer to the time, the vast majority of ICO sales will have a Telegram group, and the best place to get reliable information is from the official groups themselves. We're in the official Bluzelle group here on Telegram, and just make your life simple and go straight to the pinned messages. There's no point in firing in the same question that the other nearly 27,000 members have probably posted. Just go straight to the pinned message and read that first, because the admins will always put up the most detailed or the most relevant message at the time for the status of the ICO. As you can see there, it's instructing us to go to a blog post on Bluzelle's Medium and have a look at the token sale instructions. We'll go there. This is what the page looks like at the top. It's quite a long page, so we've cut a few bits out just to smooth this along. So first of all, we need to find out what the participant caps are. We happen to be in group 1. We'll show you the validation of that in a moment. We're in group 1, so we are capped as to how much we can send and partake in this. So we're just under 1 ETH in the first group. We also then need to find out what the buying times are. Now, where ICOs can be heavily oversubscribed, what they'll do to avoid a traffic jam and huge transaction costs for participants, what they'll do is they'll break it up over a number of days so that not everybody's trying to send all their funds at the same time. It reduces costs for investors, and it prevents frustration and a nightmare if the blockchain happens to be very busy. So it's important that you pay attention to the buying times, because we'll demonstrate this at the end of the video, but in this case we are qualified to go in on day 1. We're group 1, we go in on day 1, which is January the 18th. We've got 23 hours to put in the caps, to fill our cap, or basically our allocation. Now, if you've got day 2 allocation in group 2 and you try submitting on day 1, it's not going to work, but we'll detail that shortly. But suffice to say, follow the read the instructions and follow them. Simple as that. So we then, further down the page, it will tell us about the smart contract address and how to verify that here in various different places so you don't send it to the wrong account. We'll come back to that in a moment on validating the smart contract address, but there it is in the big red box at the top. Then we need to go and have a look at the sale instructions, also on the Bluzelle Medium section. As you can see, the eligibility, check that, group 1, which we're on, registered in October, and again you can check the eligibility on their website. So that's what we're going to do now. We'll go to bluzelle.com and we're going to take that EtherWallet address. This is bluzelle.com now on the home page, and in this white box here where we've got some obfuscated information of the address, that's where we've dropped in the EtherWallet address that we've used in the KYC and that we're going to send the funds from in a moment. So wallet address in there, join ICO, and it will confirm that our EtherWallet is valid and we are in group 1, as we said. Further down the page, for Flash whitelist members, a bit more detail on that there. So we're in the highest cap, as we can see as we scroll down the page. Our details, so that's the wallet address that we'd submitted initially in the KYC. The maximum we can contribute now is 1.25, and that's what it'll entitle us to. So now we know all that, we need to know the smart contract address and how to verify it. So what we're going to go and do that now, and take a look at a couple of these links that they suggest there. So first of all, on the blog post itself, so this is the Bluzelle token smart contract address on the medium, and highlighted there in red, that's the Ether address of the contract we validated in one place. And then we're going to go and check again on the Twitter link that they suggested. Go and have a look at that that post on Twitter, and we can see it both in a video underneath and in the in full text glory just above. So we know that we've got the correct contract address. We're not, you need to check and make sure these match, because if someone has put up a hokey one somewhere and you don't see the same address everywhere, well, that's a problem. You need to make sure you've got the right address. Send it to the wrong address, your money's gone. Simple as that. So down to sending it. So here we go to the transaction itself. So we drop in the to address, so that's the contract that we're sending to. The correct amount to send, as we covered in the edited screenshot earlier, the final amount that we were to send was 1.252. So that's what we've put in there. We need to put the gas on there as well, of which we've got 200,000 GUI on there, and hit generate transaction. That will show us at the bottom this big green banner that says that it's been done. It's been sent to the network, but we need to check the transaction and make sure it shows up at the other side. So if you hit verify transaction, it will take you to Etherscan, where you can see the transaction itself, and we can see that we've got that green success in the middle there, and that's gone through. You could also check at the other side on Explorer the address so we've checked our address back in Explorer itself, and we can see already that our Bluzelle tokens in the red box towards the bottom there, they've already turned up and showing on that account as a balance. Obviously you can see we've got a few other tokens in there as well, but yeah, the Bluzelle tokens have already arrived back at our address in no time at all. Now, on the note of why it's important to follow the instructions and take note of the dates, times and wallet addresses. If you look here, this is on etherscan.io. Now we've taken the address for the contract itself, so where we've been sending funds to, and these are all the other transactions being sent at the time when we filmed this to that address. Now if you note, on the left hand side we've got all these failed transactions or held transactions. The vast majority of these are people from different day allocations, so we're in Flash Group 1. Most of these transactions are people in Flash Group 2 or 3, for transactions that are supposed to be made on other days, not today, trying to send funds too early. They're not in that group, and these transactions are failing because they've just not followed the instructions. It's real simple. Pay attention, make sure you send the right amount of funds on the right day to the right address, and then you won't be one of these multiple red flag transactions that are not going to process on the blockchain. So as you can see, fairly painless. It's quite a lot of checking to do, but better safe than sorry. Really always do check that you are sending to the right address. Keep these things in order, and basically that way you'll avoid missing out on through silly mistakes of just not paying attention and reading the details. Telegram is a fantastic place, but as we said before, go to the pinned messages. You know that they're going to be the right information, or as right as they can be, because only admins from the company are going to have access to that. So simple as that. Now all you need to do is sit back and wait until the tokens are available to exchange and trade on exchanges. Simple as that. Don't forget to sign up to and subscribe to our YouTube channel using the box on the right in this closing screen. If you want to find out a little bit more about ICOformula and how it can help you in your assessing of ICOs, the value within them, as well as receive all the notifications and track all your favorite ICOs as they go from pre-sale to crowd sale to trading token, on the left hand side you can see a bit of a primer video and a few questions and answers about ICOformula and what it can do for you.